According to a study released by creditcards.com, 120 million U.S. adults are carrying debt on their credit cards. That's up from 43% in early March. With high rates of unemployment during this pandemic, COVID-19 has affected the financial health of many Americans. We spoke to an expert who shed some light on this topic. Mark, thank you for joining us today.
Great to be here. I appreciate it.
What options are credit card companies offering to customers impacted by the pandemic?
Most consumers don't realize that they can contact their credit card company to get a break on fees, interest rates, etc., that being impacted by the coronavirus. And we have really 5 bullet points that we think are important to ask the credit card company right now. The first one that is really important is fees to be waived. Now, the average annual fee for a credit card right now is anywhere from $28 to $39. So if you have multiple credit cards, that can be in the hundreds of dollars. So if you ask, the credit card companies will waive them, and there is no extra cost for that, but you do need to ask for that. The other option that most people don't know is you can actually contact the credit card company and ask for your interest rate to be temporarily reduced. Now, credit card interest on an average basis is probably about 15.99%. And you might be able to get that lowered for 6 months to a year. The other thing that's very, very important is most people don't know that perks and benefits, they expire, and each credit card handles them a little bit differently. So you want to reach out to the credit card company to find out if those benefits are going to expire. Personally, I have over thousands of frequent flyer miles, and if I don't pay my credit card on time, technically the credit card company can suspend or eliminate those benefits altogether. So you want to be proactive in that regard. You can get and ask for a payment deferral, and that by no means would result in you not having to pay that credit card bill because it's still going to be due. But you have some flexibility with the credit card issuer to possibly work out a payment plan or delay at a mutually agreed upon time that credit card payment. The reality is if you don't pay your credit card payment, there's very substantial implications. And that being that if you look at a late payment on a credit card report, that accounts for approximately 35% of your total credit score, and that can stick on your credit report for over 7 years. You want to periodically, even before COVID, you want to routinely check your credit from all the 3 major credit agencies. Even though you will be working with a credit card company to have a late payment potentially suspended or eliminated, it doesn't mean that it's not going to appear. So you need to be diligent. And periodically, you should always be doing this quite candidly, checking your credit report, see if there's any errors or missing information there, because it does happen quite frequently and most people don't take the time to check it out. Like if you go into a car dealership, for example, or you go into multiple car dealerships in multiple days, that's going to impact your credit because every time you go to apply for credit, that's going to also lower your credit card score. So you don't want to just go in and apply for multiple credit cards, multiple retail cards, because every time that happens, that actually negatively impacts your credit score.
Thank you for that, Mark. If you can share some tips for managing credit card debt post-COVID.
Sure. A great practice is to always go through your credit card statements on a monthly basis, whether it be online or paper. We all kind of sign up for things that we kind of forget about, subscriptions, health club memberships, different things that are on auto pay. We forget about them, and so you'd be surprised at some of the stuff that you thought was canceled by a vendor and it's just not happening. So you constantly want to go through the credit card statement to see if there's anything out there. I also recommend that if you can sign up for notifications on your phone, so whenever that credit card's used, whether it be online or in person, it's going to send you a notice that your credit card was utilized. And if there's a mistake or there's a fraudulent situation, you're going to be able to find out right away and be able to address it. Alerts are a really great way to stay on top of fraud and other reoccurring things that you just forgot about.
Great, Mark. We're going to leave it there. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.